What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Husbandhood.
What's going down?
What's going down? This is a podcast created for husbands by husbands to help husbands win their marriage. I'm Darrion Lewis, your host, and I got a couple more of my brothers with me.
Oh, yeah.
Dre, he's showing up. Today is his birthday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, we getting in there.
Woo, 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 woo.
That's all I get. That's the first line.
Nah, that's
all
it.
right. Yep. Felt
After a
important.
certain age.
Yep. Felt important there.
You know, your mama say after a certain age, I ain't throwing you no more parties.
No, she never said that.
Okay, my mama told me that.
Okay.
But anywho, I also got
sound like trauma.
my brother Rickey Giles in the house. You gotta say his whole name.
Yeah, you gotta say the whole name.
Rickey Giles.
No, you gotta say the whole name. Yeah.
Why I gotta be like
Martin,
that, dog?
Martin say that's Pretty Rickey is what they call it. You know what I mean? That's what Martin say. You know,
Pretty Rickey is what they call it.
Nah, man, like. Guys, man, it's a privilege to have you in here. Like, Dre, how long you been married again?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Rickey, how long you at it? Man?
You ain't been married 6 years.
What got
6 years,
yes,
bro.
sir.
You got married December 31st, huh?
December 31st, yeah.
And then we gonna lap it back around June 16th. I celebrated 6 years yesterday.
6 years yesterday.
Come on.
6 years yesterday.
Come on.
And I was at both of y'all weddings.
Yeah, you was. Yeah.
Remember my
Both
wife
of
came
y'all
to your wedding.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's crazy.
Come on.
Yeah, because they got
here.
married on New Year's.
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
they got
Turn
And
up.
then y'all got married, in the summer.
Yeah, in the summer.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
summer.
There we go.
On a Friday.
There we go.
Friday.
Because you know, weddings cheap on a Friday. You know that, right?
Weddings are cheaper on a
They're cheap
Friday.
on a Friday.
They are.
They're
We got
cheap
married on Friday too.
It's cheap on weddings are cheap on a Friday.
And we saw
bro,
their
so you can
venue.
marry, yeah.
We
Yeah.
saw they reception venue was like, good. We running that back.
Wait.
we running. We gonna get. Hey, put us in contact with them.
So y'all knew that, and y'all never sent that this way.
No,
Well,
you got married before us.
You got
I got that, but it seemed like y'all knew that it was cheaper on
Definitely didn't
Friday.
happen that way,
But
bro.
you know how your wife situation is. You know she gun ho. She want what she want.
Yeah.
So I just
Okay, we're not gonna
that's
talk
my
about
sister. That's my sister.
No,
That's
he
my
said
sister.
Obviously,
that.
look,
He said that. I didn't say that, babe. I'm defending
She
you.
my sister.
I'm
That's my
defending you.
It's very obvious that we know each other real
I'm
well.
defending you.
I would say this though. Let's check this though. Like, it's speaking of sisters, our sisters, wives, man. Like, my pop said something that really reminds me of a great topic for us to just dive into, and we was actually talking about this pre-show. Is she's the one for you when you know you can't live without her.
Correct.
And like there's so many layers we can go with that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you guys think about, like, dang, like, I can't live without my wife. Like, I think one of the I would say this. Let me jump it. Let me pop it off.
Okay.
I know I can't live without my wife, man. When I get real tough, and she be like, well, you know what, baby, I'm gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go do something.
Yeah.
Okay, go do something. Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm straight.
like,
I'm
gonna call everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, what's up?
I'm
We
pulling up,
finna
yeah.
get it in. Let me
Yes,
call my
sir.
friends. Let me see what's up. What we
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Like, I'm free.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah,
There
I'm
you
free.
go.
I'm
Get
free.
out there.
I'm free.
Boy,
but
she go.
Yeah.
I'll be missing her.
but-
Look, I be at the house by myself.
like alcohol, find my friends. What time you coming home?
What time you coming home? Like, hey, baby, like,
get in
You
there.
all right? Do I need to come
like,
get you?
Get in there.
That's
Get in there.
like, that's really a fun way to think about it. But no, really, man, she'll go out, and I'm thinking like, yeah, man, like I'm gonna take advantage and do something. But I realize a lot of times, man, I really don't end up doing anything.
Yeah.
And she'll be out kicking it, and then I'll be like, all right, And then I get to see like even just the dynamic of like having a toddler that when I'm away,
Yes.
she's maintaining and holding it down, and then now I'm in her shoes to hold it down while she out, and I'm seeing everything she going through, and I'm like, yo, like
That's a tough
it just makes
task.
me appreciate her even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. As a firefighter.
I commend you, man.
Being away from the family for 24 hours and then coming back home for 48 hours. Just being away from that 24 hours when you can't really reach out and touch them. We don't go. I don't think we ever went a day or 2 hours without talking to each other, communicating with each other, text messaging. It's like I know I can't be without her. I can't even be at the station without texting her, or calling her. As a fire wife, she's always worried about what I'm doing. And, what kind of calls I'm going on, or which fire situation it is, and she always asks the question why.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it happens, but it just happens, right?
Yeah.
So the other morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I text her, and this is crazy. 5 o'clock in the morning, she sleep, right?
Yeah.
I text her and say, fire. She texts back and said, be careful, I love you.
Ooh.
And that just, you know what I'm saying? She's always has that extra intuition, or she knows when something is going on. She feels me. She feels my energy. So that's when you know you can't live without her, right? You know what I'm saying? You know that woman is for you, and that God made her for you.
Yeah.
In different situations. So
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. And I'm on the same. Like, if 10 people go out of town, bro. So thing is, when she go out of town, I sleep on the couch. I ain't gonna lie. I go sleep on the couch. Real talk. Like, being in this, I can't be in the same space or try to be in the same space if she's not in that same space with me. You know what I mean? Like, she go out of town 3-4 days. Her and the girls that go out of town go do a thing or whatever. And bro, I will park myself on that couch, bro. Would not even touch my own bed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a big guy, so I need the space.
Right.
At the same time, with her not in that same space I need to be in, or I want her to be in, bro.
But he said, I'm going back to my
good,
days. I'm
bro.
just going to go back to my days. I'm going to on this couch.
I'm going to take this couch till you come back.
That's really interesting. I've learned over the course of just the nature of my marriage that there's a healthy fear of, like, just not wanting to lose your wife.
Yeah.
Or just wanting to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
Like, it keeps you on guard, like, to know, like, yo, I want to make sure they're good. But it's incredible to have a woman to also say, yo, like, I'm here and I want to make sure you good.
Yeah.
Right.
We was talking about this a little bit pre-show, and it's interesting to me to see this dynamic from both sides, right?
Right.
Because trauma and what people have experienced in their lives can really influence your marriage, and like, to death do us part, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, while you're in the midst of your lifetime and your relationship with your wife, death shows up, and it shows up in different ways. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. I've always looked to death do us part as, like, just that really between us, that covenant we're making with God. And, you know, when, you know, to death do us part, right? And there's also a lot of death that shows up over the course of your life if you live long enough. Yeah. Like, siblings pass, parents pass, grandmothers and grandfathers pass, cousins pass. And for a family like my wife's, like my other side of my family, that have lost a lot of men, right? There's a true impact on, you know, my wife in that regard. I find it very interesting that when we go around, the women are like, yo, make sure you take care of that. Like, make sure you love on him. You know what I mean? You know, we don't have a lot of men in our family. Yeah. And it's not because men ain't never been there, but either men have passed away, or it's been a lot of death, actually, you know, of men. So just really thinking through that dynamic, man, like, sometimes, and even when you think culturally, when about, like, just being an African-American male in this society, and just the random stuff that just happened. Bro, I was on my way here, and I'll shut up. I was on my way here.
What you on?
It's interesting, though. I was on my way here, and I was like, yo, we're about to go on a trip. Like, I said, look, I might stop on the okay, hold on. Like, shut up. But I was going to stop at the outlet, right?
Bro, y'all got invited, don't you?
Y'all got invited. Y'all did.
Look, let you finish your story. Go ahead.
We finna go. I was going to stop by the outlet, right, to buy some stuff, right? Possibly, if they had it. I wanted to get an outfit or two for the trip. The first thing that came to my wife's mind was the recent shooting in Allen. At the outlet. Yep. Yeah. She was like, oh, baby, I don't know about that. And I was like, really? And I said, it even resonated in my mind, but because she don't want to lose you either, she even just like, I don't know, baby, just please be safe when you go. Right. Like, and that's not even something that directly happened to our family, but it directly happened to us visually. Right. We can't unsee that.
Not just in Texas, the world. I mean,
in the world.
It happened. It happened in Allen. It's so close to home, too.
It's so close to home.
Very close
because
to home.
Allen Outlet is like, It's right. It's in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, down
right?
the street.
And
Yeah.
it's like, it's so common to go to
Yes.
that it's like,
15, 20 minutes, boom, I'm there.
I'm there. And
I'm in and
y'all
out.
both live
I'm in
north.
and out real quick.
Y'all in and out.
Yeah.
And just never thought that would happen.
And never
in
thought that
area,
would happen,
you know?
especially in that part of town.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
that's true.
But there are like
bless.
so many like dynamics that influences, like, I can't live without you.
Right. Right.
And I mean, it's in my wife, in that case, it's like safety shows up. I mean, it's like, it's so many dynamics that show up. I mean,
Yeah.
what y'all think about that? I mean, it's really interesting.
Oh, I think it shows up in more than just I guess the physical. You know what I'm saying? Like the safety and the caring of caring for your spouse, man. It's also, you want to make their mind safe as well, their emotions safe, conversations that need to be had. So I mean, when you go into the whole safety thing, you're basically trying to create an atmosphere where your spouse can be safe to talk to you and be vulnerable to you. So I get the safety part of making sure that a person go to A and B, but at the same time, as a husband, I always find myself asking, what can I do to create an atmosphere where my wife is safe with her emotions, safe with her spirituality, and also safe with her growth too, right? Because in the sense of her growth, it can then make me retract my growth because I'm having insecurity of how she's growing so fast. To where now I have to then check myself to say, no, it's a platform, it's an atmosphere that I want to create to not only her, but also my son to grow in a rapid pace on which I be on the same track as God so they can get to the place that they can be to be the best versions of themselves. So when it comes to making sure that safety is very important. So I'm not retracting that, but at the same time, all that around of making
I think
that
what you're saying is really important.
Yeah.
Because on the flip side of that, as husbands, if you're not careful, your behaviors can create unsafe insecurities for your wife.
That's true.
And some of that stuff you just can't undo.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just can't undo.
No, you can't.
And you got to do the work to make her secure again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof. Especially when she's made the decision to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's emotional, that's mental, that's all the above, right? So then taking out the time to create a mental space for that's to me, that's going back to past relationships. Whether I remember Bishop Jake said that the family is the gymnasium of how love should be expressed.
Okay.
So with that statement alone, you have to go back to then touch on those areas of relationships to make sure that her mental capacity of safeness, you got to see what that looks like from her perspective. And then you go to God to ask him for sure, what can I do? Show me the things that I can highlight to make sure that this atmosphere that's created for her mentally, her mental safeness, be a place that I can then over time, build for her and your child. So yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna go back to to death do us part. And we talked. You opened it up. This segment you was talking about to death do us part. We look and we put that into context to death do us part. But as Christians, until God calls us home, right? And so when we're talking about to death do us part, or to God calls us home, should we be saying to God calls us home? Or should we say to death do us part? It depends on how we look at it, right?
Yeah.
So
perspective.
It's a perspective, right? So my perspective is it's not that to death do us part, but to God carry us home, right?
Yeah.
So when I leave this earth, I'm going to a better place.
Yeah.
Not to leave my wife,
but
also to carry my wife with me, and she's going to be. And I try to build a relationship that if I leave today, if I burn up in a fire, if I fall in the fire and I get hurt today, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right without me. But she's still she's still on edge. Like, I don't want to be without you. So that's the thing about
Yeah, and you're in a profession as a firefighter, to where your life is on the line.
Right.
So shout out to you for
that's for
your
you,
work,
man. This is for you, man.
But
because when I see fire, I run. You see fire, you go directly.
Yeah.
You run to the fire.
You be want to run, but this Rickey a scary fighter.
You run to the fire.
I'm the scariest firefighter.
No, really though. But nah, for real though. Like it's one of those things, man, where it's when your wife is fearful of losing you.
Yeah.
Like that can take a toll on your marriage.
Correct.
And if you feel like, I would say this, well, if it's connected to insecurity, say it that way. But then in the flip side of that, as a man, like you don't want to live without her. You can't live without her, right? Sometimes we can be managed though. We can be doing some stupid stuff, right? That can cause us, sometimes our marriages to be in jeopardy a bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whether it's not always cheating. It's not always these like dramatic things that you see in it can simply be like, I'm saying, I can't live without you, but if she pissed me off, I shut down and I don't want to talk to her.
So it's a form of losing.
It's a form of losing and a form of living without her, right?
Right.
Because you try to go back to your own world.
Well, I can live without her when I'm mad. Yeah. But I can't live without her when I'm good. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like when she pissed me off in ways that like, because your wife, she's been around you long enough, right? 6 years, going on 5. To where she know how to push that button. Right? Can you still live without her when she pushed that button?
No. That's what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's important, especially, understanding as husbands, we having this conversation, and there are other husbands that's listening to us. Like, yo, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy when she piss you off. Yeah. Like then, because we all talk about this honeymoon phase, right? Yeah. Like, this is a whole honeymoon phase, right? And I was the one that was saying,
stay right there.
I was
stay
please,
in the honeymoon phase.
Please,
stay in the honeymoon phase.
Come on.
The way you gonna keep her.
Ooh.
The way you get her. The way you gonna keep
talk about that.
Yeah.
Dog, you gotta continue to date your wife, man.
Come on.
You gotta continue to date your wife. You gotta continue to woo
So how
her.
do you navigate dating your wife and still prioritizing her when both of y'all work? You got kids, like y'all. All right, but by the time either one of us pick the kid up from the daycare, it's about 6:30 that night. You don't have a lot of how do you navigate all of that?
Let me tell you the coolest thing I got going on.
Come on, give us a blueprint.
I probably ain't got it y'all ain't got it.
Come on, man.
Come on, blueprint.
I have the pleasure of having my mother-in-law in the house.
Oh wow!
Hello, what you say?
I have the pleasure of having my mother-in-law in my house. So when I built my castle, I built her a room,
an ensuite for her.
She's basically an ensuite.
You heard the brother say when he built his castle, right?
That's what he did. He said castle.
I need some of that firefighter.
First of all, I know that breakfast be slamming in the morning. That boy got the best breakfast ever, bro.
Saturdays, bro, we get pancakes from grandma. It's the truth.
You said Saturday?
Yeah, when I'm at home on Saturdays and Sundays, she cooking breakfast.
I'm gonna text my wife right now. Little note.
It's the truth, bro.
We stay down the street from you. We coming up on Saturday, bro.
Come on, bro. Come on to the house.
Start pulling up on Saturday.
On Saturday.
But so I'm able to. I'm different from y'all, right? I can call all the time and say, hey mom, can you watch the kids tonight? So we can go out. And even pleasing pleasure having my friend Derek, across the street, right? Be like, hey, Shanoa, can you watch his kids so we can have a double date? You know what I'm saying? So my dynamic is different, right?
Yeah.
Some people ain't got that luxury. Some people ain't got that opportunity. So I'm able to carve out that time and
So it's like this sense of finding support to help support your marriage.
Correct.
That's good.
Ooh,
that's good. Me
and then my wife works during the day, right?
Yeah.
So what my mother-in-law usually want to go out. So she want to go to H-E-B. I'll take you to the store. So I can go to the store with her, what I'm saying? So we can have our time, so we can talk, how are we doing, or,
Well, she knows how to support you at the
time. Support me at the time.
Come on.
We used to go to the movies all the time. Me and my
Forget it. I'm moving. Hey, look, I'm moving somebody in the house right now. Get out your room. She's coming out.
People like, man, she be in your business. No, she don't be in my business, dog.
Come on.
She don't be in my business.
Come
dog.
on.
She literally go in her room and close the door.
Come on.
And so it's that. It's like.
It's that dynamic.
It's that dynamic. Wow. She helped with the dog. She helped with the baby.
Ooh, with the dog.
Well, I know you go day nights. How do you do it? You don't have nobody living in your house.
Yeah, day nights. So when Zion first got here, we was having day nights at Dairy Queen in the parking lot. As soon as he go to sleep, we pull up at Dairy Queen. You know, he back there asleep. We eating tacos in the front seat.
Will go to sleep in the car.
They definitely go to sleep in the car.
It's like they terrorize
They definitely go to sleep in the car.
And then you put them in the car. You drive long enough.
That's it.
They out.
They out of there. And at that point, y'all can go anywhere y'all want to go. Y'all can talk about anything y'all want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the Dairy Queen in the front seat eating the tacos. Taco Tuesday at Dairy Queen is off the chain. Just let y'all know that.
Tacos?
Yes, they got tacos. I know where I said the same thing.
The one in McKinney?
Yeah.
Dairy Queen is a Texas thing for anybody that
tacos.
I
don't live in Texas.
About tacos at Dairy Queen.
It's not. I'm not
Bro,
saying.
we can't get stuck on Dairy Queen.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not saying like hamburgers and Papa Do's. I'm not doing. You wouldn't do that.
No.
See what I'm saying? No, but yeah, it's
no.
good though. Anyway, no. So what we did was we was like moments like that, and then through those moments, you gotta figure out what a date is. I get it. It's like you saying, well, it doesn't have to be candlelight and all of that. No, not really. No. I think a date is just basically taking out the time. You telling the individual, hey, at this moment, let's talk about something that we need to fix, or the same things in situations if things was to happen, right? Just basically intimate conversations that you have with your wife, right? You can have a date on your way going to church. What does that look like? Going by McDonald's to get you a cup of coffee, the case may be, right? Or going to Williams Chicken in Fort Worth where my brother own, get your piece of chicken. That's a drive out there, drive back, and y'all conversating in the car.
That's real,
So it's the mindset of what you put yourself in on where the date may be. You know what I mean? Real. And that's a conversation that both of y'all need to have to understand that. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where a date is. It's wherever that you and your wife want to have it. So that's the honeymoon stage. Anywhere's a date. Anywhere a date.
Everywhere's a date.
I like that. Everywhere is a date.
Everywhere is a date.
Chick-fil-A.
Everywhere is a date.
We're going grocery shopping.
Even the car rides.
Grocery shopping is a date.
Okay. I don't know, brother.
Or not.
Nah, that's you. That's
Bro,
you.
You got to
That's
push
your
the cart. Let her pick things. You push the cart. Y'all talking. Everywhere's a date, bro.
Everywhere is a date?
Yeah. Everywhere's a date, bro.
Everywhere is a date. Y'all want some water?
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah.
This is brought to you by Clearscope's Media's Fine Cold Water.
Ooh, get in there.
The reality is, everybody needs a drink of water.
Ooh, get in there.
Right?
Get in there.
So, back to the topic, right?
Everywhere is a date.
Everywhere is a date.
Good, man.
Like, bro,
That's
that perspective alone is like interesting. It's new to me, honestly, because honestly, I'm thinking like I find the hardest time, like at least as God has been evolving, right? Like, gosh, how do you find time for all of this stuff? Like, time management is something I've struggled with, like in that regard.
It's perspective, dog.
Okay,
come on.
When I say everywhere is a date, if you change it into a date, it's perspective. Straight up. It's perspective.
Yeah, it's on you,
if
bro.
y'all drove 45 minutes out there by my house.
That's
that was
a
a date.
That's a date.
Now, now we do got this thing called riding food. Like, so we'll get some, like, we'll be like, look, when we know we got to go out to, like, that's going to drive. Because we live far. Yeah. So somewhere we know we're going to have to ride to.
Yeah.
Baby, let's get some riding food.
Come on.
Typically,
that's a date.
But, and then we turn the music down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, look at you.
Come on, right?
That's a date.
But that's a date.
That's a date, bro. They count.
You dating your truck, bro.
You dating in the truck.
Dating in the truck. Come on.
Come on.
All
right. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's a date.
Yeah.
It's
Riding date. Come on, get in there.
Yesterday, we was on our way to a baby, like the baby's, our friend baby's, Stanley's, his baby's party.
Yeah.
And we took us about 30, 40 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
We put on Tiny Desk.
Ooh.
Shout out to Tiny Desk.
Ooh.
Which one you watched yesterday?
Come on, bro.
Come on.
Live.
Which one you watched it live?
No, it was, because Tiny Desk is like live.
Yeah. Who was
but
performing?
we had, guys, we listened to Charlie Wilson.
Oh, okay, Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie. But we checked out Babyface ones too, though.
Yeah.
Was jamming.
That was a date, brother. That sounded like a date to me.
I just wanted to finish after that. But we had to go to a baby shower. Baby's party.
That's what you got to put on the way home.
I almost sent the baby in and just kept on the car.
What happens is you got to put the tank on the way home. Because you're going to the house.
See that tank.
You put that tank,
now you gotta be careful.
Make you finish, bro.
You gotta be careful. You can't set yourself up for failure. Because if you put the tank on and she sleep,
Yo,
you thinking you about to finish something, and nature done took her out.
Nature took her out.
Nature done took her out of the whole conversation. So look, at the end of the day, like, I think this is classic, bro. Like,
you said you almost sent the baby in the
I almost took the baby into the party saying, you stay here. I'm finna drop him in there. Me and you about to have us some time. We about to have a time. And it's true. The 2-year-old party is in there. The truck is outside rocking. Like, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, yeah, man, like, drop them kids off. Drop them kids off, man. Everywhere a date.
Them kids getting dropped off on Wednesday. It's going up. It's going up.
Come on.
It's going up, man. Like, drop them dang kids off, man. Kids always in the way anyway. Here's the thing, though. Like, you know, at the end of the day, man, you gotta. I just really thank God for this, because I really truly feel like that's an excellent perspective. Because sometimes you think about it in reverse, like, I don't have time for something.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it and you get to a place where, I can't live without you. So everywhere's a date.
Everywhere. Wow. Get in there, man.
That's good.
Bro, have you ever been like driving with your lady and like as y'all go to a far destination, like, oh man, let me run to Walmart real quick. I gotta go and grab something. You go in there, you come out with some roses, and she's in the car, and y'all with y'all destination.
Well, I ain't never did that before, but that sounds like
come on, Dre.
Easy, like
money,
get in there.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, get a car. You go right to Walmart, come back out. You got the flowers. Boom,
yeah, boom, right there.
Right there. Come on, man. Everywhere's a date.
I thought flowers just for when you bring it to the house.
Nah, man. Everywhere a date.
Bring it to the car.
You can do anything you want to do.
You bring it to the car. Or you pay somebody $5.
Come on,
and have them bring it to the car.
It all depends where you at though.
Like it's a service.
Depends where you at though.
Yeah, like it's a service.
Depends where you at though, because that $5 may be gone.
Now you can't do that in South Dallas. You can't get nobody $5. You don't take that $5.
I'm gonna speak on that, man. People say that about South.
Nah, I'm just playing.
We got some good people in South Dallas.
South Dallas cool. Nah, I'm just playing. South Dallas is cool. I like South Dallas.
I love South Dallas. Hatchet Street, all that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm
just saying, you go to the car wash. You go to the car wash and try to get one of them people to be romantic with you.
Boy,
they gonna show up. Hey, they gonna show up not only with that $5 gonna feel like $500. They gonna show up with them roses to your car, singing "I want your body to the very last drop."
Husbandhood, right?
And you like, bro, I didn't tell you to sing, bro. Just drop the roses off the window.
Let the window up, bro. Let the window up. You trying to woo my wife? What's wrong with the man?
Let the window up. Hey, bro.
What's wrong with the man, dog?
Pleasant Grove, the Oak Cliff. It just happens. You know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, man, that's like I said, it's really cool to just really gauge. I'm leaving this conversation much better as a result of just my perspective on, man, everywhere's a date. Turn it into a date. Like turn it, even when the kids, like, and even when you have sons and you're able to model in front of your sons.
That's good.
Like,
that's it right there.
Everywhere a date, dog.
Everywhere
you know
a date.
what I'm saying? Or when he be like, man, I remember when you just brought them random flowers to my mama. Like, what was that about? Well, let me put you on game. Everywhere's a date.
Man, come on.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Come
man,
on.
Salethia do that now, dog. He told his sister pick him up from school.
Yeah.
He said, we need to stop by a store so I can get mama some flowers.
Wow.
So I mean, it ain't gotta be elaborate. I mean, of course he's right.
It can be them $12 flowers.
It can be them $6.97.
$6.97.
Talk your stuff, sir.
With the yellow tag.
Talk your stuff, sir. You better know your tags.
Clearance.
You better know your tags.
Clearance.
Come on, man.
I
know your tags.
It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts.
Come on, man.
That's what he's doing for his mama.
Come on.
Hey, the boy gonna be something
Hey,
else, boy.
Come on.
You gotta be careful.
Well, hey, look, we at the part of the podcast where, you know, like we drop game.
Yeah.
You know, there's a husband out here watching. I'm sure that, like, who's ever watching this is going to be enjoying this conversation so far. As we bring this to a close, right, everybody has a minute to just flow and just share a game and speak directly to a brother about about this conversation and what to take away from this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what would be your game that you would give a husband off the strength of what we just talked about to help that husband go further in his marriage?
Big facts.
Man, like I said, everywhere's a date.
I thought we said it.
We said it.
You just said like we
Come
said.
on, there
Then
you
you're
go.
gonna say
You
like
a
I said.
David Ruffin.
Husbands, y'all can have it. I don't care.
Okay, I see what you did there. Yeah, okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Everywhere's a date.
Everywhere's
it's
a date.
perspective,
Everywhere's a
man,
date.
of how you do it. How you do it, when you do it, and what you doing. It's how you whatever you want to do.
Wow.
Create a date. Create a date.
Create a date.
Create a date.
Hold on, create a date.
Create a
Yeah,
date.
Let me do that. Yeah.
Create a
Do
date.
that right
Come
there,
on,
right there.
come on,
Come
come
on,
on,
hey,
come on.
create a date.
Yeah,
Come on.
get in there.
Create a date. Follow it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, create a date. Come on, dog.
Hashtag that, create a
Come on,
date.
create a date.
Hashtag that.
Get in there. Get no hashtags up. Bro, I'm everywhere's a date. That's all I'm.
I think that did drop the mic.
That's
I ain't
it.
gonna
Like
lie to you.
I can't back that up,
That
bro.
dropped the
Everywhere
mic
is a
right
date.
there.
My boy said put flowers in the car though.
Yeah.
He said put flowers in the car.
In the
Yeah,
car,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he said on the way to the place, stop by the Walmart and get the flowers.
That's
right
it.
there. Boom.
Look at them tags.
So
That's $8 right there, bro.
if that's the case, right?
No.
I think the thing I'll take away from this conversation is actually a revelation I didn't talk about in this conversation. There were instances in the Bible where people would ask Christ, what will it take for me to be, what would it take for me to get to heaven?
Yeah.
What will it take for, you know what I mean, to really draw, like they really wanted to know, right?
Yeah.
And then even when the disciples couldn't heal the guy, they was like, what is it, like, what do I need to do to be, better, So there's this instance, like, never lose that, like, in your marriage. If we're called to love our wives like Christ loved the church,
Come on.
then we always got to be in a position to handle when our marriage presents us an opportunity to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that would be my game to the husbands. Like, keep taking advantage of opportunities to be better. You listening to this podcast is an opportunity for you to be better in your marriage. We're here. We're having a good time. We do this off the record. The reality is, like, you're in our community now too. And so keep taking this opportunity to be better. Again, this is another episode of Husbandhood, a podcast created for husbands by husbands to ensure or create an opportunity for husbands to win at marriage.
Go win, dog.
Yeah.
Go win.
Everywhere's a date.
Everywhere is a date.
Everywhere's a
Drop
date.
the water.
Husbandhood, yeah. We talk it out, that's on everything.